Hello everyone. For the first time in the perspective, we're doing an episode entirely in English with a guest whose work is reshaping entrepreneurial ecosystem across the MENA region. As managing director of Upcure, you're building entrepreneurial ecosystem inside universities. What makes this mission unique in the MENA region?
Coming from Morocco, it has a history of knowledge, research, which is hosting the oldest university in the world, built by a woman who invested all her money to shape the concept of university. We don't really learn how to be entrepreneur in our universities, especially in the MENA region. That's reducing and narrowing down the creativity and the innovativeness of students, while originally we are not like this. In order to synchronize education with entrepreneurship, we crucially need to revise the model of education, especially during the AI revolution we are living now.
Many universities want to foster entrepreneurship. What do they underestimate in this tour?
The cultural aspect. The biggest mistake we make is to imitate the others. Whatever we build, it should be built on our own culture.
As AI step forward into our classroom, how do we make sure the human spark doesn't fade? Dr. Hind Saleh, I'm truly delighted to have you with me today.
Thank you so much, Siadnan, for your invitation, and thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be the guest for the first entirely English speaking episode, and I hope this will be impactful and inspiring for most of the audience, inshallah.
Thanks so much, Hind. To start, how would you introduce yourself beyond the title and the achievement people usually read in your bio?
Okay, thank you for this question. It helps to reflect on a lot of things. I define myself as an ambitious Moroccan young girl mind, because no matter how is my age, I'm thinking with curiosity and ambition. It comes from a story where I grew up in different cities in Morocco. Because of the nature of job of my father, who used to work as an officer in the Royal Army in Morocco. So every couple of years we spend it in different cities. So I was born in the city of Safro, near to Fez, and then we moved to Laayoune, Dakhla, Qnitra, Meknès, Tanja.
Different culture.
Fez, different culture.
Yeah.
So I could live and sense from early age this diversity, cultural diversity you have in Morocco. So from city to city, different culture, different habits, different mindsets. As I grew up with this, I finished my high school studies in Rabat, and then I decided to go abroad to study, and same filled with a lot of curiosity to discover the world. So as I was discovering Morocco, so I started by studying in France, in Paris. So I started a career studying IT engineering. Then I was lucky to have opportunity to have a 1-year exchange program in California, in San Francisco. So for me also, it was an opportunity to go and discover the other part of the world and how it's shaping innovation and entrepreneurship back in Silicon Valley at this time. And then after I finished this year, I moved to the other part of the world in China to work. At this time, I was working as IT engineer, mostly in the web development and web and software development. So I worked as web developer for e-commerce websites in a startup in Shanghai, in China. So it was for me also opportunity to discover another model of doing business, another model of entrepreneurship and innovation, which is completely different from France or US. And then I kept on moving until I decided to settle in Dubai, because for me was the city where, as they call it, the capital of the world, or the capital of now, because it's a city where it's a multicultural city where I don't think there is a nationality which is not represented in Dubai. Also, it's a city where it's safe. So for a woman, it's important to live in a place where you can feel safe, and the quality of services and the quality of doing business, it's something really good. So yeah, so I established in Dubai back in 2012. At this time, as an IT engineer, so I worked in a startup, I worked in a multinational, Cisco, and I also worked in a private bank, which introduced me to the banking sector. That's how I can define the corporate before we start speaking about the entrepreneurial part.
From finance to entrepreneurship, from Morocco to Dubai, your journey defies convention, but every story has a beginning. How do you go from banking and technical background to becoming a leading figure in entrepreneurship and ecosystem building?
I will tell you a story which was for me a turning point, why I really decided to leave the bank and go start entrepreneurial journey. And at this time, I invested all my savings in order to reshape my career in this sense. So as I told you before, since very young, I had the privilege to live in different cities in Morocco, then in France, then in US, then China. So wherever I travel or live in different country, because when you live in different countries, different than when you just travel for a week or for vacation. Because when you live, you interact with people, you have to look for apartment where to stay. You have to open a bank account. You have to live the life of local people. So this help you really understand the culture and the mindset, how those people are doing business and how they are shaping their innovative product, and how they are finding solutions. Because at the end of the day, entrepreneurship and innovation is here to find solutions to the problems we encounter in economic, social, or environmental, or whatever. So what happens when I was working in a private bank in Dubai? The model of private banks is a bank to manage wealth of quite wealthy people. So there are different kind of banks. There are the retail banks which is open for everyone, where you can go and put your money, whatever it is the amount. There is investment banks, so it's mainly for investing in projects. And there is private banking, so it's made for managing wealth of big capital. So for this bank, I remember the minimum amount to open an account was about 1 million euros. So you can imagine the category of clients we used to have. That's the category of data which was very sensitive. That all the time, we only have the numbers of this client, not even their names. And the story I want to tell you is that one of the days with the operation teams, we had to call a client to inform him about a sort of operation or transaction that should be held in his account. And he was having a fortune of about more than 8 million euro, something like this. So we called him to inform him about this transaction. And we figured out that the client, he even forgot that they have this bank account, which is, as I told you, more than 8 million euros. So this was for me a turning point. Am I gonna spend the rest of my life serving this kind of, managing this kind of capital? For me, I could not find any sense of being working in, no matter what, it's not only about the bank, working, serving other people's objective, who are, maybe they even do not know that we are here, they even do not know that we are managing their account. So for me, this question, I was questioning myself, is it the life I want to be working to manage this kind of portfolio? And then, of course, that the question was no. The answer was no. Although, when you work in the bank, especially private banking, you have a lot of material advantages that people, not people, me, myself, I was really happy to have. And I was before dreaming to have those kinds of advantages. So I decided to stop this and start looking how to do my own business and start my own startup. So this will give me more sense of what to do than managing wealthy portfolio, where there is no sense. I mean, or even there is no impact to serve more people. So I started, I remember, and one startup project back in Dubai. It was in 2014, and I failed. And I insist about telling this story because I started this business with the mindset of engineers, so focusing only on technical part. And I remember the project was about an agency that helps startups to come and open their. We all used to offer them a sort of package, including their trade license, office lease, and all this to come and open their businesses in Dubai. But I could not really make sense of it because I was focusing only on technology while I was partnering with other business partners who were mostly focusing on the business side development. So this was for me a moment where I had to step out and go and learn about how to do business and go change my perspective from someone who was looking only from the technical perspective to the business development perspective. So, and in order to do this, I took the big decision to go and invest all my saving in the MBA program back in France, where I learned about how to start a startup, how to create a business model, how to find clients, and all this. So this was the beginning of my entrepreneurial journey. And,
so inspiring. And while your career trajectory is impressive, it's also deeply international. Looking back at your years in New York, Paris, Shanghai, and Dubai, what shaped you the most culturally and professionally?
I mean, what shaped me the most, as I told you, is first, I'm coming from a country where it's already diverse by itself. So it was very helpful for me when as I told you, I grew up in different cities in Morocco itself, and I could, because every time you go to a city, even when we were young, we join a school, we have to make a new friends, we have to make a social life, and then we leave to another city, and again we start another thing. So this. I think what shapes me culturally is Morocco. I cannot say any other thing, because even when I travel anywhere in the world, the first filter for me to think or to make decision is coming from this diversity, this cultural diversity I learned from my own country from the beginning. So so that was something really helpful for me, and helped me also to be flexible, to be able to do business and have a social life with Chinese, Indian, Arab people, African, American, all this, because you feel that you can. I think you feel this as Moroccan. We can model ourselves to whatever culture we can deal with. Yeah.
Within that multicultural journey, was there a particular moment or encounter that truly changed everything for you?
It's a journey where you go and you learn, and of course you learn from the failure. You learn from others people's failures. You learn from your success also sometimes. So it's, but what I can tell you, like a turning point. I mean, for me, the story I told you about this private banking and this client was something for me that changed my perspective about career, about business, about money itself, because you feel that wealth and resources yet are important, and it's very crucially important to make an impact, to afford a certain quality of life that can give you a certain comfort to think and to make better decisions, so you can serve more people. But it also helps me think that the way to have this, to open these doors for wealth and for impact does not really happen in the corporate life. So maybe what I'm saying can be, I'm not uh, reducing the value of the work of people who are working for companies. I think when you are an entrepreneur, you can have access to more options. You can open more doors. You take risk yet, and we will speak about this a lot. But you multiply the sources of opportunities, and this is very important. So yeah, so for me that was the turning point, which happens in almost 10 years ago. So my entrepreneurial journey is gonna be reaching the 10 years very soon.
Okay, you've lived and worked in the US, Europe, Asia, and the Gulf. What do the leaders you admire all have in common?
To be focused more on the value and the impact to serve other people, because the leaders, it said, like, I like a quote about leadership. They said, you are not a leader until you make a leader who makes a leader.
Leader, yeah.
So it's not something about yourself. It's not about me. I have to have a certain image. I have to have a certain. Okay, it's important because we are human and we need to have like a certain level of quality of life to be able to serve the others. But it's the ultimate and the final concern is how to serve the other people, and how to serve a maximum number of people. So making your work last even after when you are not here anymore. So that's the thing. Is like a leader is someone who he's here, he's present, he's doing things, but also he should make sure that when he's not here, things and the value and the impact will still keep going. So it's not centered on one person. It's centered on a group or community or whoever people you are serving, that they can continue your project, your purpose, whatever, even if you are not here. So so that's what inspired me from the leader I met. They're not focused on themselves at all. They're focused on how they can be serving the others.
It's interesting you mentioned that, but I wonder, sometimes staying relevant means letting go of old habits and beliefs. Have you ever had and learned something in order to stay relevant in your work?
As I said, there is no finish line for learning. So our life is a learning journey. So we learn as long as we are living, and the moment you say, or you start thinking that I learn everything, I don't need to learn anymore, it's the beginning of the end. So for me, because then it's because you stop the opportunity to grow. So the door to the growth is your learning, is whatever you learn. In the era we are living now, every day a new thing happening, and now we have all this living this era of AI, and where machines are collaborating with the humans to make the future. So of course the learning is something that can never stop, in order to, as you told me, adjust to what is happening and what is coming. So again, it's, if we connect this to the leadership, leaders are a good learner and never stop learning, no matter what, because having this humility to say I don't know, which is fine. I don't know why people they have problem with saying I don't know and I want to learn. I don't know why this is, because for me this is how you open doors to opportunities, by learning. And once you think you learn it all, you know it all, then it's the moment where you start your end.
As managing director of Upcure, you're building entrepreneurial ecosystem inside universities. What makes this mission unique in the MENA region?
From personal perspective, again, I'm originally from Morocco.
Morocco,
Okay.
and Morocco first.
Exactly, Morocco first, because this is how, as I told you, this is the first filter. So coming from Morocco, yeah, a country which has like a big diversity, a cultural diversity, a perfect geographic positioning, and also a country where it has a history of knowledge, of research, but I mean, being in a country which is hosting the oldest university in the world, it's something that for me was always triggering. So I told you I was born in Sfro, which is near to the city of Fez, and I lived in Fez for a long time. I had my middle school there, so I was always. I grew up with these stories about the history of Morocco in terms of science. How this the oldest university in the world was built by a woman who invested all her money, which she inherited from her father, to build this university and to shape the concept of university so that students can learn not only diverse disciplines. This for me, I was like always triggered like how come I'm coming from this history. So and this like after, as I told you, I took this journey. I studied engineering, and then I studied and I worked in the bank, and then I go back to school in order to learn how to do to be entrepreneur, how to make a business model, and then start developing startups and so on. And then I ended up figuring out that we don't really learn how to be entrepreneur in our schools, in our universities, especially in the MENA region. Why? Because we are the learning experience nowadays in the MENA region, in Morocco and MENA region, is very much influenced by fear of failure, not taking risks, not expressing your opinion, because we grow up in a mindset where we have to be quiet, not to say your opinion if it's opposite than the others. So this for me was something that's reducing and narrowing down the creativity and the innovativeness of students to a very small level, while originally we are not like this. So this is the thing. It's originally we started, I mean, we invented concepts that, I mean, concept of university, concept of hospitals, psychological hospitals, a lot of things was invented in this region. I'm saying Morocco, but also the whole MENA region. So, and there was one that always triggered by the question, what happens that made us change from a region where we used to shape and invent all the concepts that are leading the world now, to a region where people are here just to consume and be quiet and not to take any action. So this is something was very triggering to me, and that's what takes me again to learning to where I start my doctorate, about where I could study the history of universities from Al-Qarawi universities, which is the oldest university in the world, until the new age of 5.0 universities, which are shaped by the AI and robotics, and the where machines and human are shaping the future together. So so that's what, I don't know if I answer your question, but this was the source of it.
Many universities want to foster entrepreneurship, but what do they underestimate in this journey?
Yeah, they underestimate the cultural aspect, because the mistake I see from what I studied and what I observed, and where I also what I learned from as a practitioner, is that the university, especially in the region, they try to imitate or copy on the universities in US, in Europe. It will never work, because US is US, Europe is Europe, Asia is Asia. We have our own culture of doing things. So whatever we build, it should be built on our own culture. So that's what should not be underestimated at all. Okay, good to be inspired by the biggest universities in the world and to be up to date with the new technology, but we do it in our way. Because if you do it in another way, we're not gonna succeed because it's not our way. So we can be inspired, but we cannot copy. And because if you copy, it's not gonna be successful.
If you had to name three non-negotiable for building a sustainable entrepreneurial ecosystem, what would they be?
Okay, I will divide it into three parts. So the knowledge the students or the entrepreneurs they need to know in order to create a business model or to develop their startup business model, which might be an explicit knowledge, which is the knowledge we can read in books, we can Google it, we can make research, we can have it in article, we can ask ChatGPT to tell us where to do this and everything. This is important to have this knowledge about how to do business model, how to do accounting, how to calculate the value of your company, how to do fundraising and all this. It's very important to know this. And this is what we teach to students in business schools and in universities in general. And then there is the other category of knowledge, which is the very important thing, is the implicit knowledge, which is the knowledge out of experience. This knowledge, only human can share it. This knowledge cannot find it with ChatGPT or with AI.
Yeah.
This is the knowledge, for example, the conversation we are having now,
Right.
it's based on implicit knowledge. You are asking me about my experience, and I share with you stories that can inspire other people for this. While if you ask ChatGPT, they can tell you insights about other people's stories from the database, but they cannot really give you like this implicit knowledge that's based off experience, because ChatGPT never was a kid that lived in different cities in Morocco and then went out and then faced failure and then learned from people and saw those kind of things that makes the person who can come and share these insights with other people. And that's why it's very important to be mentored by people who are having experience. The explicit knowledge, you can find it. It's not a problem, but the knowledge based on experience, it's very important to be well surrounded with people who can share with you their experience. And those people, they should succeed in whatever they're doing. We don't take advice from people who did not succeed. This is very important point, because some people, they can come and give you advice and they never did, or maybe they tried and they failed, which is good. But the learning from failure happens only when we get up from this failure and make a success out of it. People who are stuck in the failure and never get out of it, I don't think we can take implicit or advice knowledge from them. So this is the first point. The second point, which is the know-how. So it's the knowledge you learn, either explicit or implicit. How are you going to apply it? The know-how, it's very important, because we cannot stuck or be stopped as learning. It's good to learn, but you have to practice this learning.
Yes.
So this is
Second.
This is the second. The third is in French we call it the savoir-être. So the know how to be, like your own attitude.
Yeah.
The purpose. Voilà, the purpose of why you do this. So you have the knowledge, you practice your knowledge, and you come up with the result. Then the purpose, why you do this? What makes you wake up every day? And that's very important, to be sincere and to be honest with yourself. Am I starting a startup just because my friend did it and I want to show him that I'm better than him? Or of course we have this, or I have a real purpose that I want to serve people in this particular thing, or I have a passion for art, for music, for whatever, and I want to live my own passion and make money out of it. So this is very important. And while you are finding your purpose of what you do, try to make sure ego is not the source of this purpose. Because if it's ego, if I'm doing this business just to show to my friends or my cousins or my parents that I'm good, and we all do this mistake. I mean, not saying, I'm not speaking out of the picture. I did it and I still do it. It's because, as I told you, we are learning in life. But every time, try to observe yourself am I doing this because I want to prove to someone that I'm good, or because I really believe in this project and this project will have an impact and will serve other people? And here we go back to the leadership concept of serving people. So these are the three things
Thank you.
that I cannot negotiate.
Okay. Education is often a long game, while entrepreneurship thrives on speed and agility. How do you reconcile these two tempos?
I mean, the traditional model of education that you go in a classroom and you sit with your colleagues and you
Yeah.
have a blackboard and you have a professor who is giving you formulas and you write down and then you go to exam to be evaluated for it. This traditional model of education, I don't think that will stay because speaking about agility in entrepreneurship, we cannot be in this traditional model of education. This cannot give us successful entrepreneurs. That's why the education concept as itself should be revised, should be like more based on practical part. Learn and practice, learn and practice. As you said, like learn, practice, get result, and learn again. So that's the circle that can accompany the entrepreneurial journey we start, or the student can start. So for me, to answer your question, in order to synchronize education with entrepreneurship and make it useful for entrepreneurs, we crucially need to revise the model of education, especially, and maybe we can elaborate more about this, especially during the AI revolution we are living now. I think, and that's why in the MENA region and in Morocco particularly, not only in Morocco or MENA region, I think everywhere in the world, we still need to really, really deeply revise the model of education to not keep it traditional, because, now students, they have access to all the AI tools, they can use it, and the professors also, they have access to AI tools. So if we keep going with the traditional model of education of classical classrooms and then exams and then results, this cannot be evaluate really the potential of the client, because at the end of the day, what defines education, what makes education successful, is the capacity to unlock the potential of people. So the origin of the word education itself is unlocking potential. So how you can unlock potential where you do not evaluate the students in their practical, the way how they can practice the knowledge in reality, not on exam paper.
The UAE has been investing heavily in both education reform and AI integration. From your perspective, how do you integrate AI into education in a way that's both impactful and ethical?
If we don't pay attention to the ethical part of it, anyone can use these tools and can take advantage that maybe cannot be convenient to other people, or can take advantage that's not well deserved or more deserved to other people. That's why the ethical part, it's not only in UAE, but UAE are really investing in this part. The ethical and aspect of using AI tools, it's something that should be shaped not only in a formal way, but also from the regulation and legal aspect. So being able to raise the level of consciousness of the students or whoever using the AI tools, to that's what I say to my students. Yes, of course, we are using the AI tools. You as student use it. As a professor, I use it, but and I have no problem with this. The problem I have with is when I have a student who was asking AI or ChatGPT, AI tool ChatGPT, about how can I sell, or how can I find a client, or make business in this particular area. So the questions, of course, ChatGPT can give you an answer. You have to do this, you have to do that. It's okay to get these answers, but you should go and practice these answers in reality. For me, the way how I evaluate students is to let them go create a product and go sell it in the street, interacting with other humans. This is what I can say that they learned actually, what is have been taught in the university. But asking AI and being passive for everything you need, every decision you need to take, you take it by asking ChatGPT. It's, for me, forget about the ethical part. It's not good for them, because at the end of the day, you will keep having this habit of asking AI and not taking the chance to go and have your own life experience.
Yeah.
So that's the thing that I really find it need to be revised from the ethical perspective, and also need to be regulated by governments, because and that's what brings me back again to the reforms and in the education, or in higher education institutions, where we need to push the student to have life experience, to go on the field, and to sell, to bring results from reality, not from just the screen, like traditional way that you use to educate them and evaluate them.
Okay, that's a powerful point, and it makes me curious. When you look beyond the UAE, especially toward Morocco, what lesson can be shared between the two? And what do you think Morocco can learn from the UAE education and innovation model? And what should Morocco keep unique to itself?
The biggest mistake we make is to imitate the others. We should be inspired, learn from what they do, learn from their mistake, not from their success stories. But everything should be rooted from what we are in the origin. And Morocco is having, more than 12 centuries of history, and not any history. So we had big history in science, in research, in innovation, that should be, I'm not saying we live in the past, but it should be, we should be inspired a lot from what happened before, but at the same time, learn from and be up to date with new technologies that happen. So what we can learn from the UAE, for example, it's the flexibility and the capacity to establish reforms and the regulations that empower innovation. The problem I see from my own perspective in Morocco is that it takes a lot of time to set up regulations in order to make reforms, to integrate AI in education, or to reform in the whole education system. It takes a long time because, of course, we have our own way to set up regulation. I'm not saying we have to neglect the way how we do things, but if we can accelerate more the way, the time, or the way how we establish new regulations to make new reforms for the education, this will be very helpful, because we're living in the AI revolution time, and everything is going very fast. So we cannot wait for 6 months or 1 year to establish a new law or new regulation about integrating AI in schools or something like this. So for me, the proactivity in establishing a regulation to make reforms in higher education system, it's very important to learn from the UAE, because UAE, they are very efficient in this part.
Okay, let's zoom in the classroom, because the way we teach AI can be just as a game changing as the decision to teach it at all. So, do you think AI should have its own dedicated class, or should it sprinkle it into every subject across the university?
AI can be a discipline by itself where we can do research, we can do innovation when we take the path of AI, machine learning, robotics, and everything. But there is a certain knowledge and skills we should know, no matter what is our specialty. Either we are in engineering, in art, in literature, in architecture, whatever. This is something that should be learned in across all the disciplines we have in university.
Before switching to the last chapter, I have a big question on my mind. As AI step further into our classroom, how do we make sure the human spark doesn't fade? And how kind of guardrails do we need so AI boosts creativity and critical thinking instead of replacing them?
AI to not reduce the creativity
Yeah.
of students or entrepreneurs in general should be dealt with as an assistant. So for me, it's I work or for entrepreneur to use AI as an assistant, as if you have someone who's assisting you, noting down your appointment, your notes, so to make you save time. So again, someone who can make you save the time by taking care of going back to the knowledge, taking care of this explicit knowledge you need to handle by learning, making appointments, making things that the organizational knowledge and explicit knowledge that you should take care of it, give it to the AI. So I need to know, for example, what is needed to do this, what are the steps, how to communicate with this and this. So this AI can do it as an assistant to make you save time so that you can go on the field, you go on, interact with people, negotiate, sell, make your own experience that's be converted to the implicit knowledge. So I always see it like this. Before the AI, we had to learn everything on our own, even before computer. We had to take time we spend a lot of time in learning, in noting down, writing down, in having all this, taking a lot of time to collect this explicit knowledge that we process it in order to create our implicit knowledge. Now we have AI, which is a very good thing. I need to write an email, let him write it. I need to do my scheduling. I need to know where to go this and what is the best place to do this and what are the best provider for this service and. So this AI did do it. Yeah. So for me, I can have more time to go meet clients, to go sell my product and I sell my product and I get the feedback from the client and they come back to improve my product. This cycle of improvement, it's what is the implicit knowledge, which I call the human knowledge, and the explicit, which is the machine knowledge. So that's how we can use AI. That's what I keep saying to my students. Use AI. I think, and they get very surprised when I said it. Use it as an assistant.
Yeah.
So that you can free your time to go have experience in life, to go sell, to go negotiate, to go convince the client with the product, to challenge yourself in, like, for example, today I asked ChatGPT to help me to build a business model or prototype for a product or a service. But your work as a human is to go sell it and to go to convince the client about my product is the best. And you said it. The ChatGPT cannot help. It can give you advice, can tell you should say that, but when you are sitting with the client and you have to negotiate, this is your own thing. So that's why do not let AI reduce your capacity to interact with people, to negotiate, to convince, to sell. Let them just do the explicit work. So I don't know if I answer your question or not.
Interesting. Speaking of resilience, as women in leadership, especially male-dominated environment, how have you managed to keep your voice and influence?
Maybe my answer can be not traditional. Honestly, I never really felt this weakness because I'm a woman. I have to. I mean, I feel like there is like some no lack of equity with man or something like this. No, it's for me. I was never thinking this way because for me it's. I mean, again, as a human, we both somehow, as either we are men or women, we have part of us which is like feminine, which is based on innovation, creativity, discovering the world. So being like having this curiosity for the world and create new things. And there is this masculine part which is about resilience, again, consistency. So you put a goal and you go, this is like purely main masculine energy. So every one of us has these two parts. Either we are men or women. Of course, women, they have more the creativity part because there is a feminine energy, as we call it. But I think the thing is, as human, we should mix both of it. So me as a woman, of course, there's moments where I'm leaving this feminine energy where I'm thinking about how to create, how to find new ideas, how to be in the flow, as you said. And there's a moment in my life where I have to step in and be consistent, set a goal and go to this and work so hard until I reach this goal. This is a purely masculine thing, but we should not be saying, no, I'm a woman, I should be only feminine. No, you should be both and be able to manage both. So that's same for men. There are some men whose this it has nothing to have with the masculinity or femininity. It's about the way how you operate in life. Some men can be, for example, if you take the example of artists who are living in all their life or most of their life in creativity, inspiration. Those men are having, more like acting by their feminine energy, which has nothing to, again, it's nothing bad or good. It's the way how you can manage the both in order to grow in life. So as I said, the life, as I said, life is a learning journey. So it's a never-ending learning journey where we keep growing, but we never grow up because there is no finish line. We keep growing. That's why some people you feel you should always live in with this ambition, curiosity you have when you are a kid, because this is what makes you open doors for more opportunities, no matter what is your age, no matter what is your gender, because that's why, I mean, to answer your question, I was never positioned to think, yeah, I'm a woman, I'm not lucky or something like this. No, it's same for me. Yeah.
Now, even with the influence and experience, we all face those moments when the answer is no, or when things just don't go our way. What's your personal strategy for bouncing back after every rejection or failure?
Failure, life is also like a dance between failure and success, failure and success. So it's part of the game, and that's what makes the mindset either of billionaires or wealthy people. They know that there is moment where I win and there is moment where I lose. So it's it's what makes sense, because at the beginning of this conversation we spoke about the sense. For me, failure, when I face a failure or rejection or something that does not go as I expect, I just think about how can I make it better. What is the message behind? Because what I should adjust, or maybe there are other opportunities that can be better than this. So I don't take it because sometimes we don't hold the knowledge, the ultimate knowledge of everything. We do our planning, we have our expectations as per what we planned, as per our own knowledge. But sometimes maybe this is not what it's good for us. Maybe this is not the right timing, or maybe we are not ready yet, and we should work on ourselves in order to fit in this opportunity, and that's why we got rejected. So you just need to be down to earth and take it as a moment of reflection about how we can improve ourselves and to be better.
What advice would you give to a MENA entrepreneur who want to create a lasting impact?
For me, to keep learning, that's what I said. I said in the beginning, and to be rooted in our local culture, because we all travel and meet other people and so on, but and we get inspired by others, but being focused on our own culture, on being inspired by our own rooted, not inspired, because we get inspired from the others, but the roots and the way how we think should be coming from our own culture, because this is how we can know our own real problems and be positioned as entrepreneurs to resolve this problem. Because at the end of the day, entrepreneur is a solution provider for a problem which is existing, which create value for its own product. So because for me, the reason why you as entrepreneur, the reason what makes me I take money from my pocket and give it to you is because you bring me a solution for a problem I have.
Yeah.
And now to know what is my problem, you should know where is the culture I'm coming from, and what is the solution that makes me the most happy, so that you can make me pay you for this solution.
Yeah.
So that's the most important thing. So be rooted in the local culture, so we can understand the real problem of the people we are targeting our product for them, and be inspired and learning from how the latest technologies, how other people in other countries they find the solutions, and mix between both.
Before we wrap up, I have a little signature segment we do on the perspective. It's a series of quick fire question. No overthinking.
Okay.
Just your first instinctive answer. Ready?
Okay, let's go.
The best advice you've ever received.
It's a quote I read from Richard Branson. Do not refuse any opportunity which is suggested to you. So someone can come and give you opportunity. Maybe you are not ready or you don't know, but do not refuse, because either you can learn how to do it, or you can have someone in your network that you can work, who is expert in this and can work with it. So to never, because sometimes we take too much time to reflect, but never refuse opportunities.
And the worst.
The worst, I never forget this advice. I remember when I was studying, I went to Paris to study engineering, my first year, which was a big failure for me. I failed this first year. And I had a professor, she asked me, she advised me to stop my higher education studies. She told me, because you're not qualified you don't have enough cognitive capacity to be enrolled in a higher education engineering school. So better go to opt for a certificate or something like this. So this was the worst, and I'm happy I did not take it. I did not even think about it.
The toughest decision you have to make.
It's when I decided to invest all my saving in the MBA I did after my banking experience, and that was the life-changing experience for me.
And the one that set you free.
It's when I decided again to specialize and to be to study the real problem and the issues of universities in the MENA region, because I feel it's where I fit the most and where I can, you know, it's where I can be efficient and can have impact with freedom. So with now, like with a flow that can set me really free by sharing my experience, by inspiring the students. So for me, what I'm doing, the work I do by building ecosystems of startups in universities, this is something that makes me really free.
Okay, when people finish listening to this episode, what the perspective would you want them remember about you?
It's to not fear the change, because our biggest enemy, from my experience, is the comfort zone. So when you are having like comfort, like a job, a good financial situation, and you cannot make sense of it, it's can be something that's speaking about being free, can be something that may never make you free, because at the end you are working to keep this comfort zone. So you are like enclosed, or like in this comfort zone that's you work just to keep this comfort zone. So for me, take the risk, because life deserves to be lived in multiple dimensions, not just the traditional itinerary that is set by the society, where we should have this comfort zone and we follow the patterns of society. No, you can make your own thing, and life deserve to be lived to that extent, where you live your own purpose, not other people's purpose.
Dr. Hind, it's really been a privilege to have you on the perspective. Thank you so much for your openness, your wisdom, and the inspiration you've shared with all of us listening. To our
Thank you.
audience, thank you so much for listening, and see you next time for another perspective. Thank you.